everyone, Mango7Roll here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of Epic 7. Today, we're just going to talk a little bit. I love these kinds of videos. We're going to do a top 5 list of people I think should get exclusive equipment. It's a biased list. I do what I want. I know there are mistakes here. Some of these might be overpowered, but it's okay. It's all in good fun. I love guessing. I love having ideas, and I like talking with you. So if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments below as well. Speaking of the comments below, I'm starting to feel like I'm going back in time for some reason. Thank you, Epic Games, for sponsoring this video. Battlebreakers is a free-to-play game available on PC, iOS, and Android. You can download Battlebreakers for free, of course, with my link in the description down below. This is a 90s cartoon-inspired hero collector that brings me back to the childhood that I had that was just so beautiful. It was so glorious back then, before the internet, with this rockin' soundtrack and style. And yeah, I know I'm old. I know a lot of you aren't. I know there's a good chance a lot of you have not even been alive in the 90s, but it's okay. Re-experience it. The glory with me here. There's hundreds of heroes, there's thousands of dungeons, and there is a ton of strategy revolved around it. It actually just came out recently, like yesterday, I think, and my favorite part is actually how easy it is to transition between my phone and my PC. You don't even need an emulator. They actually have their own program. It's absolutely fantastic. So what are you waiting for? Download Battlebreakers from the link down there below, and you can support me even further with my support a creator code if you want, which will also be in the description down there too. You can see some of the awesome combat and the great waifus, so Battlebreakers! Did I do that right? I think I did. Let's go! Okay, let's get into my list, and we're gonna start with the one that you guys already know is on here, and that is obviously going to be Araminta. There's no way I make a top 5 exclusive equipment list and do not put Araminta on here. So when I want to theoretically design exclusive equipments like this, I want them, 1, to be fun, 2, I want them to help in different game modes, and 3, I want them to be thematically correct. So I want them to make sense while also helping them, while also giving different opportunities and a reason to use each different one. So going into Araminta here, I wanted to give her a skill 2 one so much, but it already does so much, it was hard to add into there. So I ended up with 2 skill 3 boosts and 1 skill 1 boost. And these are kind of boring, to be honest. The 2 boost I thought for her skill 3 could be 1, increasing the chance to stun. This would go up to 100% chance to stun if you have the exclusive equipment on there. And 2 is increasing her chance for combat readiness. Not her chance, but increasing the amount of combat readiness she got on all of this. So one of these would give her 100% chance to stun, which I think is fair to give at this point, especially for a fire unit. And the second one will immediately give her a second turn, which is really fantastic. But if you use her as much as I do, she kind of gets her second turn right away anyway. So I think that would be a good combo that would allow you to fire pillar right into Catalyst with nobody cutting you off in between. You know, get that heal block up, get all those things. And I think both of those are really, really, really fun for her, and I think they give 2 different play styles. One might be for a team that locks everybody down completely, and that's their entire goal, and the other one might just be to kind of do longer lasting battles like I do and try to get as much burn damage heal block as possible. I would like her exclusive equipment to either be effectiveness or attack percent. I would honestly prefer attack percent just because I feel like I want to get more damage out of her. And her final one, I kind of wanted to put a chance to dual attack on her skill 1. Maybe not a chance, maybe like 100% chance to dual attack on her ignite. And I was sitting here trying to figure out how to make her more thematically correct. And being the leader of the Phantom CIC, being such a commanding officer, just being such a great person when it comes to leading, I felt like having her command somebody to dual attack would just fit her, which is why I thought about doing that as well. Not sure if that's a good idea or not, not sure if I would take that over the others, but guaranteed dual attacks are really fun, and I think thematically it fits our waifu Araminta. So next up is going to be is going to be it's a 4-star. The next one is a 4-star. The next one is going to be Rin. And Rin is one of my favorite units design-wise. I love her skill set. I love the things she can do. I love her randomness. And I wanted to capitalize on that, you know? Like, I wanted to make her just really fun and explosive. So we've got a couple different things here added. I want to add it as speed or HP percent for her boosts. Effectiveness would be okay, but you don't want effectiveness to do nothing on showtime. So one of those two is probably what I'd be aiming for. Since she's so slow, I would pretty much prefer speed, but it is what it is. As for her skill 3 artifact or exclusive equipment, I would like this to be 3 random buffs instead of 2. Maybe even 4, you know, just something that makes it more random but more consistent at the same time. So having her do 3 random buffs out of a pool of like 8 or however many there are would just be a lot more fun, and I think that would be really cool and give you more of a chance to get those lucky ones. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 buffs, so adding 3 out of 7 seems kind of fair. I do like that idea, and I think that would be really fun. Another one would be adding a Celestine effect. Some sort of healing effect to her artifacts or to her skills. I get this word so confused. And the reason why you want to do this, or why I would want to do this, is because I don't like it when I feel like characters are forced to use a specific artifact. And Rin kind of needs Celestine if she wants to heal. This would allow her to be a healer of sorts and give her a different artifact if you want to use something else instead. So giving her either skill 1 or skill 2, probably her skill 1, a chance to heal as well, kind of like Destina's skill 1. I think that would be really, really, really fun. And then you could possibly use a different artifact, or you could use Celestine as well and get even more healing. Because I think one of her problems right now is she just cannot heal enough as you would like her to. So, this one here. And I love dancers. Dancers are my favorite, basically, ever. And the cool thing about dancers is that they are so good at chaining things together, you know? If you've played Final Fantasy XIV dancers, if you've played any sort of dancer class ever, you know that they really like to chain abilities. So one of the things I wanted for this was to give Ring Throw a 50% chance to proc Dazzling Dance. So that means, theoretically, you could Dazzling Dance into Ring Throw, into Dazzling Dance, into Ring Throw, into Dazzling Dance, and just make people rage quit the game. I know that's probably overpowered because 50% chance, you could theoretically go a ton of times in a row, but that would be just so much fun. Just so much flipping fun, especially if you equip her with Celestine. That would allow her heals to go up. I don't know. I would just have such a blast with that. And the reason why I want to add skill 1 into skill 2 is because I think she'd be really good on a counter set, and having this on a counter set right now just doesn't feel great. But if you can skill 1 into skill 2 on a counter set, that would be insanely fun. If you don't want to be ridiculous like I want to be ridiculous, you could make it so it only procs once and it cannot chain front and back and front and back and front and back. But overall, that's what I want to do with Rin, and I think it would be just so much fun. I want to use her so much. I've got her Mola Gorge. She's one of my favorites. Next up, we're going to do a unit I don't have, and that is Sigrid. Sigrid has been one of my most wanted units since basically the start of the game. I love her outfit. I love her design. I love her everything. Her glasses, the way she holds it, is just fantastic. But she doesn't really have a place right now, and I think there's a couple ways you can maybe try to make her more into like an assassin of sorts. Like, she just looks like she's somebody that wants to take your life, you know? So a couple things I thought of is, one, just be really boring here and give Guillotine a extinction on kill. Like, let's face it here, inflicts lethal damage, piercing their weak point. This should for sure just demolish somebody. Like, somebody should be dead if they use Guillotine on you. That should just be a thing. Should not get back up. You are dead. Your head's gone. Everything's over. Sigrid destroyed you. Let's go. Number 2 would be one of 2 things I haven't really figured out. One would be allowing Guillotine to give you an extra turn on kill, and have it just like go off and off and off, and just have her like guillotine everybody, like one of those anime pictures or anime cutscenes, I guess, where she like teleports, slicing off people's heads and just keeps going. I don't know. I think that would be super cool for her. It would make her really fun for PvP. I think it wouldn't really help her PvE at all, but it would be really, really, really fun to watch her just go to town. Alternatively, you could just grant her an extra turn without resetting this, so she is forced to smash. And as we've said before, wouldn't we like to smash with Sigrid? So one of those two things would just be really fun. And one of my themes with Sigrid is I really wanted her to go more than once. And I don't know why. I think it's just because her smash here has a chance to proc sever. And anytime that happens, I really like it to kind of incorporate into their skill set a little more. So smash here has a chance to proc sever. And I would love it if sever had a 50% chance to either take a second turn or have sever proc again. So you would smash, then sever, then you would either have another sever right off the bat or have her just rotate into another skill instead. I think that would be super duper duper fun. I'm not sure how that would work with grants an extra turn on Soulburn effect, so maybe instead of an extra turn, it's just severs twice. I think that's super cool, and I think that would be really fun for her, and I think that would be great for both PvE and PvP possibly. So overall, I think Sigrid would be really fun like that. Attack percent for her bonus or crit chance, crit damage, anything offensive. Honestly, even effectiveness if she really needed it. And we're gonna save the 5-star for last. We've got one more 5-star left and one more 4-star left. The 4-star I decided on was actually somebody that I just felt needed it, and that's somebody who we haven't seen some love with for a while. That's somebody, if we will scroll past them a billion times in a row, that's Sheree. Sheree's one of the great PvE units that we really don't find a use for right now, and I would love to find a better use for him. I kind of wanted to make him more like Vertiheal. If you don't know what that is, just pretend I didn't say it. And I wanted to make him a little more explosive because, as it says, brimming with confidence, it's the explosive gentleman. So I just feel like he should have some more explosiveness to his skill set. So one of the ways I wanted to do this would be, again, you're going to find a theme with how I like doing these things because I think it would just be so much fun. Is just to give him a 25% chance or however much percent chance to go again on his skill 1. So this would allow you to like blow somebody up and then blow somebody up again. And of course, get the combat readiness boost while you're doing it. This would be a much more average or a much less average combat readiness boost than what I want his skill 2 to be, which would just be to double the combat readiness increase. So if you were going to go with skill 2, you would be just much more consistent. You know how much combat readiness you're going to get. And if you're going to skill 1, it's going to be super random. You never know how many turns you're going to get. You never know anything like that. So either of those two would be really fun. And I think both would be fantastic for PvE. Also, with the chance to poison here, I think that's a little bit of extra damage to be able to throw up on bosses there. And finally, the number one thing I wanted for him was another boost to explosiveness, I guess, and that's just to give him a bigger chance to dual attack. And the reason for this just goes the same way. I feel like snipers and stuff like this really just shoot a lot and want to shoot a lot, and I feel like with more dual attacks, especially being a ranger, I think that really fits. And all three of these would focus on his strength, which is obviously the CR boost, and all three of them would do it different ways, very slightly. That said, I tried to think of a rifle shot way to make this more entertaining and fun, but I really couldn't think of too many. It already does what it needs to do. Combat readiness, I mean, I guess we could double the rate of that, but it just didn't feel good to do that for Sheree. So finally, the final one we're going to talk about today is my husbando, Violet. And Violet is somebody I really wanted to experiment with. And there's a couple things to think about with him. One is that he is a narcissist. 2 is that he loves females, possibly males too. He loves just everything. And 3, he's a duelist. So those are the three things I wanted to capitalize on Violet here. One of the things I tried to do when I was thinking about this was make it so this Molagora was not worthless, but I couldn't do that. So I just said screw that. Hopefully they fix that later. So one of the things I wanted to try to make it better with was to make the heal much more than it is now. Right now it's 15%, which is just not enough for a duelist. So I would like that to be more. I'm not sure how much more is acceptable. Like personally, like going up to full HP or something would probably be overpowered, but at the same time, thematically correct, I guess is the word. Like he's a duelist. He's going in with full HP. He's going in with an advantage. He's going in ahead of whoever he's fighting, you know? That could be one of the things he could do. Another would be to give his duel accepted a greater attack buff or a regular attack buff when he evades. And the reason for this is to give him a little bit more love for his artifacts. Right now, he's pretty much locked in on Moonlight Dreamblade. I would really like if we gave that attack percent to his set somehow and allowed us to use Violet Talisman or RNL or anything, you know, just something other than Moonlight Dreamblade. I want to fight a Violet in the wild, and I want to not know that it's Dreamblade 100% of the time, you know? Like, I want it to be something different every now and then, and this would kind of allow you to do that because it would give you the attack buff you needed to something else. And finally, I was trying to figure out how to add in his charm, his good looks, his everything like that, and there's no charm, there's no confuse or anything in this game. There's nothing that specifically targets males or females. That was another thing I tried to do. So instead, I did what would most likely happen if he kind of lured somebody, he charmed somebody, you know? And that would be adding a hit chance debuff to his graceful cut. So it both decreases attack and decreases hit chance. And the theme being there is the hit chance is him confusing them or throwing them off guard or grabbing Isaria's hand, you know, just something like that to add to his narcissistic, fun personality. And obviously, I would give him attack percent for his bonus just because he loves attacks so much. So those are my 5 choices, and honestly, I just kind of pulled them out of a hat outside of Violet and Araminta. Those are the ones I wanted to do, and the others I looked at fun skill sets like Sigrid, like Rin, that I just really wanted to do too. So overall, I had a lot of fun making this video. If I get one of these right, like if any of these abilities get released in the future like this, I'll be so happy. I think they're probably a little too overpowered for some of them, but that's the fun in making up your own rules. So let me know in the description below what you think your unit should do, which ones you don't have, and which ones you want in, and what they would do, because I would love to read it. Also, download Battlebreakers, our sponsor of the day. Thank you so much. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, everybody.